Blessed love coming to you from Quebec, Canada. This is Michael Anfield. Thank you for joining me. So why are we another help or how-to video type of thing? And don't mind the noise because windows are open, it's a glorious day, and people are in their gardens, cutting grass, doing all sorts of things. And today's little video is all about environment and the environment that we live in. And to understand that we have a choice and a decision to live in any type of environment that we wish to. And by environment, I mean the area, the particular place that we live in, and the idea that if we live in a good place, if our lives are good, then that is a good thing. And of course, we can, if we live in a bad situation or bad area, we can change that. We can alter that because we can alter our experiences, our lives, though some of it is predetermined. We can do a lot because I believe it's both predetermined and our own free choice as well. And so when we understand this, then we can take our situation and we can make our situation, our environment better, and we can learn from those situations and understand that every situation is a learning experience. Every situation, every environment is a learning experience. So nothing is truly evil or bad, but it's a learning experience. Now, we understand that, for example, in certain areas, you might have the environment where you're living in bomb war-ridden area and you have no chance to progress with your life. In fact, we all do, and we all can create that map, create that movie, that script. We can all create that film, that movie here in our lives, and then it creates not only our life, our particular journey, our particular path, but it creates a new destination for Earth, for the course of our home. Meaning that whatever we do in our lives, whatever goals we set forth and whatever goals we finish and whatever we're trying to strive for, we go and, of course, complete these goals and strive for our destination. And that is what exactly plays out in the external world. So even if we, so let's say we're doing this both internally and externally, because internally we can do it through meditation, through prayers, and so forth. But we also have to do something physically in the external world. And that might mean whatever it might be. Creating some YouTube videos or writing or just completing some kind of task or whatever it is. If it's research, if it's, living in a new place, whatever it is. And then from that contributes to the external reality of our world. So that might mean that we are educating people, we're getting, 100,000 people going vegan, whatever it is, so that 100,000 people that potentially are going vegan, or at least thinking about going vegan, they will ultimately shape the course of history, shape the course of this world. So they'll go vegan, less animals will be killed, and we'll start to see slowly, slowly the effects of those actions or their actions. And so individually, maybe you might not see too much externally. You might not, witness what's happening when one person becomes vegan, for the example. But when 100,000 people, and then maybe a million, and then maybe tens of millions and hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions, then we'll start to see that slowly, slowly things will start to shape and start to change for the better. So that now, going back to our environment, when we start to understand, okay, we're in wars and bomb-ridden areas, we're living in these areas. Yes, we have less of a chance to progress with our lives than someone who is more fortunate living in a better environment. But by no means does that mean that that person cannot strive to better themselves and better their environment and better their families and better, that part of the world that they're living in, which of course is overall betterment of this world. And so when we think about these things, let's say, for example, I'm in a situation where something tragic happened to me, and now I can go forward in my life. I can say, okay, this was a positive learning lesson. Now what can I do in order to go to the next step, to my next goal or my next priority? How can I stay on my path, on my mission in life? How can I strive for my purpose? How can I get there? And so we have to understand that we'll never be able to get to that purpose. Probably not in our lifetimes, but we strive and we think and we feel that, okay, this is my purpose and these are the goals I need to achieve to get to that purpose, to strive to get to that, whatever the destination is. The destination is our mission here on earth, our purpose here on earth. What is that purpose? If our purpose is, I don't know what it is, but let's just say our purpose is to teach others, like, for example, I'll tell you my purpose, to teach others, well, basically not even to teach, to plant seeds of love within others, to teach them about reawakening that love within themselves so that we can start to transition slowly but slowly into the life that we really want to live, which is really a Garden of Eden, which is really a utopia society. And that's all that basically all of us want to live in, that kind of world where there's just abundance of love and compassion and empathy and joy and happiness and so forth. But we can't get there because we are still part of this society. Of course, I'm part of this society. I'm using the internet, I'm using a webcam and so forth. But we can slowly, slowly transition out of that way of thinking. My book actually talks about this, Our Path to Freedom. And Our Path to Freedom really talks about how we can and we should strive to take baby steps, strive on our journey to get to total freedom. And is there such a thing as total freedom or total perfection or total this or total that? And the answer is no, because there's always room for expanding more to getting. So, for example, we can't be perfect. And even though I entitled the book How to Create the Perfect Vegan Life, we can't obtain perfection, but we can strive for it, and we can always strive for that. So when we strive, when we visualize, for example, a Garden of Eden in our minds, we visualize a peaceful paradise in our minds, and we strive then not only to think about it and to feel it, but we strive to try to get there, even though we may think that we'll never get there. We strive to get there. through our goals, through little actions throughout the day that's getting us closer there. But never think or never feel never, meaning never think that we're never going to get there. Yes, it might not happen in my life, but we will get there. Yes, we will get there. And the first step is to visualize and to feel, Garden of Eden, to feel this utopia society that we all want to live in, and we feel ourselves living in that, immersed in that kind of life, living in that kind of world. And so there's love, and there's compassion, there's empathy, and there's all that. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do to get closer to that goal, to that destination? So we have smaller goals throughout our path, throughout our journey, and we can get there to that purpose, to that mission in life. And that is the whole thing about this book, especially for vegans, is that we need to first figure out what that destination is. Because when we have that destination, then we have a direction in life. So always use a hanky if you want to clean your nose, or if you want to wipe your hands or something. So, or a small little towel, such as this. That's one tip from Michael Anfield. But anyways, going back onto the question or the topic. So we have a destination, okay, a purpose that we want to strive for, whatever it might be, okay, and from that purpose, then we have this feeling of purpose. I got this purpose. I got this mission to accomplish here on Earth. And this purpose must keep in mind that it must help positively other beings, not just other human beings, but other animal beings. And it must help other what I still like to call being, which is Mother Earth. So our environment that we live in, the nature that surrounds us, that we must also take care. So our purpose must include those two, must include all the animals, including ourselves, the human animals, and it must also include, again, natural world around us, nature. And so when we understand that through meditation and through other forms and other self-help guides and audiobooks and ebooks and so forth, and of course documentaries and so forth, we can come to the realization, what is our mission here on Earth? Once we understand that mission here on Earth, then we can do a little bit every single day to complete our goals that lead to this mission. So for example, I have a phone, and on this phone I use it to input in a kind of like a text pad, input things I need to do today in order to get me closer to my goals, in order to get me closer to that purpose, to my purpose. So, for example, I'm on the surface level, I'm spreading, or at least sharing, the vegan message, which is really a message of love for all creation, all beings. And the message has to translate into some things that are both internal and external, physical, tangible. And so, for example, I have just completed my website to spread this message. And to spread my books that contain the messages, actually. I have finished that, and I am working now on learning a little bit more about certain areas that I need to work on through Udemy, and which is an online educational center for free and paid courses that you can take, all kinds of different courses. And which is great is that anyone can teach these courses, so it's not just teachers that have been indoctrinated through institutionalized schools and things like that, but it's just anyone who wants to learn. And of course, you got to follow a set curriculum and guidelines in order to release your courses. And so that is what I am also doing. And then there are few other little things here and there that I need to do in order to get there. So what do you need to do to complete tasks and complete goals, and list them down every single day. List them down every single day. And then just check them off. I prefer to do it in a phone, because that way I'm not wasting paper and I'm not wasting precious natural resources. And from there, you just keep adding in more tasks, keep adding in more goals until you come to the point where less work needs to be done, and we can focus more on having fun, enjoying life. So I really discuss how majority of the time we should be focusing on vegan advocacy, which is what we all should be doing. And sometimes it doesn't seem like we are directly working on vegan advocacy, but it is in some way. For example, I'm working on my website and working on getting books out. And though this is not directly advocating for veganism, like one-on-one or in a classroom or something like that, but it is in some sense when people buy my books, when people visit my website, when people go check out my YouTube videos. And there are, of course, I could be sleeping for a whole day and people will still be going to my YouTube channel and getting vital information for their spiritual journey and their path that they're taking. And so that is still leading to my destination, though of course I'm doing more than just the content that's already there. So there's content, but the movie never ends. It ends only when we pass on to the next life, die. And so this means that we never stop with the process of trying to get closer and closer and closer to completing tasks and finishing up our goals or completing the goals that we need to complete. And then, of course, thinking and feeling about that destination of ours and going from there. So the environment plays a very key role in this. But we need to understand that everyone can change their environment. And we can definitely set goals and complete tasks and complete, of course, goals too. Goals and tasks are kind of interchangeable, but tasks leading to our goals, basically. Task can be a goal in itself, and then, of course, leading to our destination. So I hope you found this video to be informative and to be helpful. And if you did, please share it around, like it, like, because I love those likes, don't we all? And again, tell people about this video and my other videos that you find inspiring. And I'm only inspiring because I want you to benefit from this. It's not about me, it's about you. And when you comes into the picture and the other you and the other person and the other person, yes, then in the whole scheme of things, we all matter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.